RXSC podcast, an in-depth look at all things cruising, all things luxury cruising. I am your host, Neka, and this is episode 004, take number about 40. Oh yes, and in this episode, we're going to look at the new updates for Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Royal Caribbean announced last week some amazing rollouts for Coco Cay. We're going to take a look at the rollouts, the different prices, and the different packages available on Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Let's get started. To say before we start, I want to make a few corrections quickly. So we have a great in-depth podcast episode about Perfect Day at Coco Cay, where I go into detail on the different segments at Perfect Day. And one of the segments, I kept saying South Bay. The actual name is South Beach, so South Beach area of Perfect Day at Coco Cay. In the Royal Suite Class episode, Royal Suite Class is the luxury VIP traveling on Royal Caribbean, and the Royal Suite Class passengers receive high-end bathroom soaps and shower gels and shampoo. And I said L'Occitane, and I kept saying L'Occitane. The name is simply L'Occitane. So if you're going to be a future star, sky, or C-class guest on Royal Caribbean, you'll be enjoying amenities from L'Occitane. In this episode, we're going to talk about Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Now, Perfect Day at Coco Cay has 10 areas to thrill and captivate people who have been to Coco Cay and love it, or those like myself that have never been and are looking forward to an exciting new presentation from Royal Caribbean. We have an episode that goes in detail. I would love for you to go check that out and give a thumbs up for that episode if you learned something about Perfect Day at Coco Cay. But right now we're going to, review that Perfect Day at Coco Cay is the private island for Royal Caribbean. They're spending about $200 million on that renovation that they announced this year. And the 10 things that you're going to look for at Perfect Day at Coco Cay is the Thrill Water Park, Coco Beach Club, Up and Away Balloon, Oasis Lagoon, Harborside Drinks and Dining, Splashaway Bay as they call it, Captain Jack's Galleon, the Zip Line, South Beach, and of course, Chill Island. So Coco Cay is being unveiled in phases. We're going to see the completion between 2008, 2009. And so let's start with what's happening in 2008. Coco Cay in November, they are opening the pier. If you've traveled on Royal Caribbean or if you're a member of groups, you know that people complain that if the weather is too rough and the ocean is not cooperating, they just sail by Coco Cay. This also happens at Labadee, Royal Caribbean's other private island destination. Though, yes, I know it's not an individual island. So having a pier is going to actually help Royal Caribbean avoid missing ports due to weather that is not cooperating. So we're going to see later in December, Coco Cay is going to have the Oasis Lounge is going to be opening, which is free to entry, complimentary entry. However, getting in there, you are going to be looking at prices for cabanas, for mats, and for extra things that you might want to do while you're in these areas. Chill Island is the same way. Complimentary to get in. However, the cabana can cost extra money, kayaks, snorkeling gear. The Chill Grill is complimentary, free entry, and Up Away, the hot air balloon that goes 450 feet into the air, does come with a fee that we'll talk about later. In phase 2, they hope to have phase 2 done by May of 2019. And this is when we'll begin to see a change on the itineraries for Royal Caribbean. So right now it says Coco Cay. In the future, what you're going to see, it's going to say Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And in May of 2019, the reason why I'm excited for this is when I will be going to the park. I will be there. My cruise is in June of 2019. So that kind of makes it really good for me because majority of the park will be open, majority of the park will be finished, and I will get to see. So what are they unveiling in 2019? The Thrill Water Park, that's going to be an extra cost. The zip line is an extra fee. Splashaway Bay is complimentary. Captain Jack's Galleon is complimentary. That's the first thing you see when you walk into the park. Captain Jack's is an eatery that has an extra fee associated with it. And Skipper's Grill, that is complimentary. The last and final phase, is what they're calling phase 3, is coming in December of 2019. You're going to have the Coco Cay Beach Club and South Bay. And I'm really sad that I'm going to miss those amenities because I do want to try the Coco Beach Club and I do want to experience South Bay. Though there are extra fees, I would love to experience the over-water cabanas. So if you are cruising to Coco Cay in 2018, you can expect the Up and Away to be ready. You can expect the Chill Grill to be ready. Chill Island is going to be ready. Oasis Lagoon, and of course, the pier. So what ships are heading to Coco Cay? Have you booked one? I accidentally booked the Symphony of the Seas in January. Then, of course, in March, they announced Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So we just so happened to book on a cruise, and we're going to get this experience with Perfect Day. The cruise ships that are going to go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay, there are 9 ships that will be headed there. You can book your sailings now, and there's actually chances for you to book certain excursions and packages in Cruise Planner for Perfect Day at Coco Cay. If you visit Cruise Planner, you can see all about that, and those have the up-to-date prices from what I'm told. Now, Oasis class ships will be heading to Coco Cay, Harmony of the Seas, the beautiful Symphony of the Seas, and Allure of the Seas are the Oasis class ships that are heading to Perfect Day. The Northeast ships are Grandeur of the Seas, Adventure of the Seas, and Anthem of the Seas. If you're looking for a longer trip, you love your transatlantic voyages, there is one that is heading to Perfect Day at Coco Cay, and that is Rhapsody of the Seas. Now, if you can get away for a short period of time, Royal Caribbean is calling it Royal Amplified. They have smaller ships that have been modernized that will be heading to Coco Cay for 4 and 5 day itineraries. And those are Navigator of the Seas. And of course, you know, Mariner of the Seas just had its modernization, and it has been Royal Amplified and just launched of June 25th of this year. And that ship is going to be going to Coco Cay. So 9 wonderful ships heading to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Now, if you go into Cruise Planner and you have a cruise booked, you can see Perfect Day at Coco Cay has its own tab. You can click in there and kind of see prices and the deal. So what I'm noticing now, I'll just tell you a little bit about the packages that they have. Half-day pass to the water park, as well as a full day pass to the water park. Now, if you buy these individually, okay, you know, you're running anywhere from $179 to $100, but for $20 more, you can add the zip line package. So you can get the half day water park pass and do the zip line, or you can get the full day water park pass and do the zip line as well, for, you know, $20 more. What I'm seeing here is the package prices for child and adult are the same. So that might change. And Royal Caribbean does say that the prices will fluctuate depending on season, sales. In the future, we'll see these prices change. So as of this recording, you're looking at anywhere from $130 for the package for a full day water park pass at Coco Cay. Now, they do have cabanas. The water park does have a cabana. It's quite pricey, in my opinion. For 6 people, you're looking at about $600, but it does hold 6 patrons, and it does come with the pass, the full day pass. So if you buy the cabana, split it with a group of people, you automatically have entry into the park for a full day, the water park. Now, if you're like me, I think the water park is more centered towards family oriented, like tons of kids. I probably will be at the Oasis Lagoon, though those prices are just a little bit cheaper. If you go onto Cruise Planner or RoyalCaribbean.com and click on Perfect Day at Coco Cay, the pictures for the cabanas from the Oasis Lagoon, I really am not understanding. One, the cabanas are set back away from the pool, which is boasting to be the largest freshwater pool in the Caribbean. There are trees, umbrellas, and other chairs blocking the view. So I don't know, why I'd want to pay. You're looking at $400 to $500 for a group of 5 to 6 people, and then I can't see anything. But the drawings may not be to scale, and it may be closer than it looks in the picture. But they do tout that it's a VIP oasis, so maybe it's set back away from the crowd, which would be really, really nice. And of course, Chill Island has cabanas as well. Those aren't overwater cabanas. They're a little more cost effective at about $350 to $400, and they hold, again, about 5 to 6 people. Now, when we talk about the Coco Beach Club, that is more of a high-end area. They don't have the prices for that yet. However, those cabanas are the overwater cabanas that are going to be done in December of 2019. And those hold up to 8 people, which each cabana having its own private attendant. So that might be something beneficial for a larger group of people, as well as buying a cabana gets you automatic entry into the Coco Beach Club, which when it's finished is where I want to be. Of course, Coco Cay has its normal excursions that it has always had: snorkeling, the Stingray City, renting a kayak, renting a mat. You can do all those things, but now in addition, they have Perfect Day at Coco Cay. In some of the warnings for the various areas, they warn that it's a 5 to 10 minute walk to some of these areas from the ship. So if you're with a large party and someone maybe have limited mobility or they have slower mobility, they have a complimentary tram service on Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Hop on, take you around, but it's good to know that so you can plan ahead if you know you have a slower party, tons of toddlers that don't want to walk a 10, 20-minute walk to get to their destination. But Perfect Day at Coco Cay sounds amazing. Now, we talked about the ships that they're calling the Royal Amplified ships that are going to be heading to Coco Cay. We talked about Mariner of the Seas that just had its modernization. Now, Royal Caribbean talked about modernizing most of their older ships. They're going to take 10 of their older ships that will be going into dry dock, and they call that the Royal Amplification now. So they'll be Royal Amplified. And between now and about 2021, they're going to be modernizing all those ships. And for me, I think that's amazing. Why? Because I do like the bigger ships, not because of the size, but because of the technology and the advancement that Royal Caribbean continues to make in the field of cruising. But if I can have that same experience on a less crowded, smaller ship, I would definitely try that for a 4 or 5 day vacation on Mariner of the Seas. That's going to be wonderful. So Royal Caribbean taking 10 ships into dry dock. They're going to be modernized and Royal Amplified between now and 2021. Wonderful, Royal Caribbean. Now, this is the part of the episode where I'd love to hear from you. If you're heading to Coco Cay, tag me in Instagram. Follow me at RX at Sea. Would love to see your pictures, would love to see what you find about the construction there. And you can reach out to me via email. And this is where I answer everything that you email me. We'll talk about it right here on the podcast. And this is your opportunity. So email me at rxatsea@gmail.com. That is rxatsea@gmail.com. So this is the part of the episode where I talk about cruises that I'm going to be going on in the near future. Yes, you heard that right. Celebrating cruising, counting down. If you are a cruise fanatic like myself, I love to keep track of my cruises. I have apps and I have Cruise Planner that does it for me. My next Caribbean cruise will be on Symphony of the Seas in June of 2019, and I will be in a star class suite on the ship, really enjoying myself. That deserves a definite round of applause. Well, guys, I always have a wonderful time with this podcast. I love cruising as much as you do. And that is going to wrap up this episode of RX at Sea podcast. The time goes so fast, and this kind of was just an update to the Perfect Day at Coco Cay podcast and just talk about the new rollouts for Royal Caribbean, as well as the pricing and packages that they're going to have on the new amazing Perfect Day at Coco Cay. But remember to please subscribe and listen to RX at Sea podcast on your favorite podcast listening apps. And if you can be so kind to please rate us in the Apple and iTunes store. It helps get us out there, and it helps other people that love cruising as much as we do to find this podcast. Remember to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at RX at Sea. I will be there waiting for you. Until next time, I am your host, Neka, and I'm discovering the world with you, one cruise at a time. We'll talk again soon.